Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Ashley here. So today I am doing another beginner series, and this one is on highlighting and contouring. This one was highly requested. I'm going to show you how I highlight and contour, as well as the tools that I use and the products that I use. So if you'd like to learn, actually you do need to learn, so you just need to stay tuned. We're going to be talking about highlighting and contouring, except it's going to be a simplified version. So what you're going to need is a concealer, preferably one that's a little bit lighter. Use Deep Cinnamon by e.l.f., the 16-hour camo concealer. And then you'll also be needing something darker, and this is the Black Radiance Beauty Concealer Stick in 8003. So I use this for contouring and then this for highlighting. And then you'll also need a sponge. You'll also need a setting powder, and then you'll also need a bronzer. So first things first, I wrote down some notes so we can kind of get to the root of everything. When you are highlighting, you are brightening the center of your face. So whenever you're outside, when light hits you, it hits the center of your face. So that's where you want to brighten. And then when you're contouring, you're going to want to sculpt. So that's when you're creating the depth and shape in your face. So that's why you want to chisel out those lovely cheekbones. You want to get rid of this 5 head that I have. You want to chisel your nose if you'd like. And to get rid of this quarantine double chin, that all the weight that people have been gaining, I'm quite sure, throughout this quarantine. So you're going to want to contour there as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my concealer, and I am going to make a triangle almost underneath my eyes. So this is when you're going to highlight. Now I like to blend my highlight and contour together. And I like to work with cream products because you can set your cream with powder. Now I also put a little bit around here. And I hit my chin, just a dab, and then my forehead. Now if you have a larger forehead, you're not going to want to highlight as much, because then you're creating a larger space. So when you're bronzing and contouring your forehead, the idea is to make it appear smaller. So that's where you're contouring and creating that depth. And I'm just giving myself a strip right down the center of my nose. So since I have more of an oval shape, you kind of have to know your face shape. So if you have a smaller forehead, you're not going to want to do too much contouring because it's going to make your forehead appear a lot smaller. So you want to focus on highlighting a little bit, and then you can bronze and contour on the sides. And then your cheekbones, you want to find your cheekbones. So when I do my contouring, I kind of slice my cheekbones in advance so I can have it appear a little bit sharper since my cheeks are a little chubbier. This concealer you're gonna want to work quickly because it dries. Now I'm just going around my forehead, and when you're contouring you want to think about the number 3. So I'm gonna hit right here. You can bring it around a little bit. You're gonna want to hit right here and then down here. So I like to grab my temples just a little bit, and then I really get it together once I'm bronzing. And then you're gonna hit right under here. And then for my nose, I wanna go up the sides. The beautiful thing about cream is it can be manipulated. If you wait too long to blend out your concealer and it dries, that's fine. You just need like a little skin mist, and it'll kind of get it together. And then you can go right in and start blending. Now I blend out the concealer first, and be careful not to bring it all the way out because it's going to make your eyes appear a lot wider. So I try to keep it right between the corner of my eye and the tail of my brow. So after I blend out my concealer, now I'm going in to blend my contour. Now I like to use a dual fiber brush for this because it's great with cream products. I don't really like to use a sponge too much because, you know, I already highlight and I already add my foundation with the sponge, but I like full control, so that's when I go in with a brush. If you prefer to use a sponge, you're more than welcome to. What you want to do is grab the brush and swirl upwards. And if you feel like you have too much on your forehead, you can really just go back in with that sponge and blend it out. But you always want to remember your cheekbones are high up, not low down. So you never want to drag the contour color down here. You want to keep it here and higher. Now, if you ever wonder where you want to stop in this area right here. So you kind of want to hit it right here. This is where you need to stop. Sometimes I like to spritz myself and go back in and rejouge, as Jackie says, and just blend out that concealer just a little bit more since it dried down. And then now I'm blending it into the contour. And I like to take my brush and go downwards on my nose. Now everybody's nose shape is different. Some you may not need to take it from the brow all the way down. Some you may want to keep it at the tip, or some you may want to keep it right in the center. It's really about knowing your face shape. Now I'm just going to tap the rest of that right on my forehead to blend out that contour. Now this is the fun part. So you want to get a good setting powder. I'm going to do videos on all the setting powders that I have, but right now I'm living for this Dermablend powder. It's everything. So I'm just going to take my damp sponge and dip it into the product that's in the cap already. The good thing about it being wet is it really pushes the product into the skin. So you just want to take it lightly and press it right in and blend. It's almost like you're blending out the concealer, except you're pushing powder in it. You want to start with a little bit first, and then you can work your way up. So after I do this, I go in and I add my face powder. I'm going to go into my Too Faced multi-use complexion powder, and I am going to set the rest of my face and kind of go on top of my highlight and in between. You just want to go in between, so you want to go right underneath the contour with the powder. If you feel like you've lost some of that highlight, you can just go back in with the wet sponge and just press in just a little bit to reset it. The beautiful thing about this Dermablend powder is that it does not look cakey at all, which I love. It's so hard. I feel like whenever I use my Maybelline loose finishing powder, it's one and done. Once I set it with the concealer, that's it. I can't go back because then it starts to look super cakey and dry. So now I'm going to go into my Morphe Brontour in Showmance, which is this color right here. I'm going to take my angled brush that is pretty much stained brown. It's really not, but I'm just going to dip it in and swirl upwards. So you want to start at the back here and swirl it up, because always remember, wherever you place the brush down with the product is where you're going to get the most color payoff. So that's where it's going to be most heaviest. So if I swipe and start here, it's going to be heaviest here versus back here. You could always work it out and blend it out with your face powder. You want to hit your forehead. I like to do it in downward motions like so. and then you want to hit your chin, so hence the number 3. So I'm just going to go in with a smaller eyeshadow brush to catch my nose. And I'm just going to tap a little bit in that powder, and I want to start at the base of my brow in the front on both sides, so it almost looks like my eyebrows coming into the contour, so they don't look separate. You don't want it to be too harsh or noticeable, because then when you turn to the side, it's going to be like you're going to have a stripe down your nose. Damp sponge to continue to press the product in. I'm just going to use a smaller detail brush to kind of bring a little bit of that highlight back up here to blend it. Kind of tap my brush there to just blend everything together. Now with this brush, it has like leftover concealer and powder. So after this, you just have to finish the rest of your face. So after you set everything, I went ahead and I added my bottom mascara and smoked out my bottom lash line. I added my blush, my highlight. I did like a subtle highlight since my eyes are the center of attention, and then I went ahead and did a nude lip. So yeah guys, I really hope you enjoyed this quick and easy highlight and contour, and if you have any questions, don't forget to leave them down below. You know, I respond to comments, and also don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps me out. And guys, thanks for watching, thanks for the support. Till next time.